Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to TimTalks. My name is Tim Hermes. I am the VP and Group Publisher at Environmental Leader, Energy Manager today, and also the Conference Director for the Environmental Leader and Energy Manager Conference, which will be this spring in Denver, Colorado once again. The goal here with TimTalks is to kind of combine the quick visit, pull away one or two really good nuggets of information, conversation, interview by video, and then kind of meld it together with a webinar to kind of create a new deliverable for you as one of our readers to really get some quick information and not have to stay on a webcast for 45 minutes or however long you stay for. So kind of combining the functionality of the YouTube ADHD generation with the power of a webcast. We are lucky enough today to be talking about data as far as it pertains to sustainability, and I am also lucky enough to be here with another Tim, so I guess this is a Tim talk. I'm here with Tim Porter, who's the VP at Urjanet. He's been with Urjanet for 5 years. He is an ex-Oracle guy, and his basic main responsibilities over the past few years has been responsibility for managing partnerships. He's also a subject matter expert on data and sustainability. We were lucky enough to score this interview, so I am going to stop talking, and we are going to have a little bit of a conversation. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited about being a second Tim today on this Tim Talk.
You're the first Tim. I'm the second Tim. Well, let's get started. So environmental performance and businesses' bottom lines are more aligned than ever before, and modern corporate sustainability efforts keep the most successful corporations compliant and keeps them relevant, competitive, and forward-thinking. But what's at the real heart in this new era of corporate sustainability? It seems to me like great data is the thing. I'm in the publishing world, and for me, great data is everything. I need subscriber information. I need names. I need titles. I need how long they spend on site. I need their open rates. It's garbage in, garbage out in my world. I can't imagine what it is in your world in the sustainability business. Execs across the industry say data analytics is the most important part of a successful sustainability program. I agree. However, I wanted to hear your side. So can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, would be happy to answer.
All right, now you're up. So broadly speaking, how much should a small, medium, or even a large company care about implementing sustainability initiatives? What's the value for the business in doing so? I mean, the true value, there's so many companies that do and have really active, vibrant sustainability initiatives. We learned about so many of them at the conference, but let's hear your take.
Yeah, that's a great first question, because if you can't really answer that this is a worthwhile thing for them to do, then it really doesn't make a lot of sense to dive into much detail on how to do it. But absolutely, businesses should care, and really for the same primary reason that they care about all the rest of their business objectives, and that's that it's profitable. And it's a profitability thing for them to care about this sort of sustainability, living in an environmentally responsible way. It helps with your bottom line. You can conserve. It's all about conserving resources, which helps you save money, which everybody who's running a business loves to do, and help their bottom line with any kind of savings effort. But interestingly, I think a lot of times people are starting to realize after they've begun to implement a sustainability initiative is that there's some top line impact it can have as well. There's some real marketing value that you can get out of being a very sustainable, environmentally responsible company. And companies are starting to see that. Helps a real brand loyalty. I think there's several companies that are good examples of how that's really panned out. So, it's not just that it's a bottom line thing, but it also can contribute to the top line thing. And that's what makes sustainability suddenly something that's interesting, really probably to companies of all sizes, because that helps you align the sustainability goals with business objectives, which is really where, rubber really starts to hit the road.
Right.
You can get the line.
Right. So plenty of large corporations, they provide the public reporting on their sustainability initiatives and improvements. But do you think other, let's say more private businesses, small, medium size, Do you think that they're making sustainability a core business objective? Is it a couple years down the road? Do you think it's high on the radar? I mean, internally, it must be a pretty tough sell, or at least a harder sell than something else.
Yeah, it's a great question. And so far, the research that's been coming out this year says yes, that the medium-sized and small-sized businesses are caring about this sort of initiative as well. There's a survey done by the Environmental Defense Fund where they interviewed 500 plus executives from companies that had 500 million in revenues or greater. So not, certainly not Fortune 500 companies. And in that interview, 72% of those executives said that their sustainability goals and their business objectives were truly aligning, and more so than they've ever done in the past. And even more interestingly, 77% said that they saw sustainability goals providing some form or feeding into some form of competitive advantage as well, both from a cost-cutting and a sales and marketing standpoint. So for sure, it does seem like it's kind of trickling down from just the big guys to the small and medium businesses as well.
So it's kind of getting the ears up in the corner office basically now.
Yeah, I think so. And that was really the big struggle for sustainability people.
For a while, yeah.
Kind of considered to be these, backroom, environmental activist types of people that didn't really get much of an audience at the table, certainly at the executive table. And that's changing now because what they're trying to do to be environmentally responsible, which people would all agree is a good thing to do, is now helping support and even potentially, incorporate some advantages into their business objectives too. And that's really where, I think sustainability started to have its inflection point, and more people want it. So,
great answer. So, what technologies are the most relevant for business right now?
The same survey actually asked that question as well, and there were a handful of things that were asked about or that people said would be interesting, mobility or even blockchain information. But the two things that tied for first, where 87% of the executives that responded said that data analytics and automation are the two most important pieces of technology to be able to do a true kind of trustable sustainability program. And that was surprising to us. We love that as a data company who helps automate things. But that was surprising that those are the two most important pieces of technology that people seem to think were needed.
Give me a little bit more on the data analytics side.
Yeah, so you need data to make informed business decisions. So I guess it's not that surprising that those two kind of go hand in hand. You need to know how you stack up against your industry peers. You need to know decisions you made in the past are panning out. So it's really a combination of those two, but it's in having that insight. So it's really needing to have some way of visualizing and seeing the data, in addition to just trusting the data that you're receiving, that you can start making decisions. You can start formulating plans and doing things that, especially to shareholders and to buyers of your product, make sense and help justify why it is that you're doing what you're doing. You really feel like it's giving you good guidance for the plans you're trying to put in.
Right. So you've probably already answered this question, but so data-driven decisions are so critical for sustainability initiatives as they are. Let's say operational efficiencies or ROI. Do you think data-driven decisions are critical for companies to gain competitive advantages in this marketplace?
I think so. Again, as you're trying to speak to shareholders, you're trying to speak to consumers that are looking at your products or services, they trust numbers and statistics a whole lot more than buzzwords or green speak, if that's even a word.
Yeah, sure.
But for example, lower energy consumption when occupancy falls in a building or after business hours, being able to make those decisions based on data coming from your buildings really can affect bottom line and affect, kind of your operational decisions in your business. I heard another cool example the other day where movie theaters were looking to potentially change when they were offering movie deals. So the traditional summer matinee, that's the worst time to have lots of people in your theater because it's the most expensive time to cool it. So they're looking at shifting that to later times in the day. It's less expensive for them to cool, especially a big theater, and suddenly they're doing something different from the other 10 theaters that might be, in the city. And so those types of decisions can really help you drive new ideas and new kind of ways of doing things differently in your business.
That's a big deal in the athletics industry, from what I understand as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can't even imagine the electric bill for
at Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, right? For a doubleheader. Oh my gosh.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of dough. So, well, you are a subject matter expert. So if my folks who have been on our subscribers who have been on for about 10 minutes, give them, whether or not they're deep into a sustainability initiative right now or kicking the tires, give them 3 or 4 nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, so I guess I'd say if you're not looking at sustainability and in particular aligning those goals with your business goals, your business objectives, you can probably count on the fact that your competitors likely are. So it's really something that should be done. It can be done in a way that is trustworthy, that you feel good about what it is that you're telling people that you're doing. And it should be done because it's a profitable thing to do for your business, and in addition to being a responsible thing to do.
Well, I guess my takeaway from this conversation is that being sustainability aware can actually affect the top line. So I absolutely learned something. Okay, Tim, you got about 15 seconds. Let's hear. Give me a plug.
Okay, so Urjanet, we're the utility data provider to the world. We want to be a global provider of utility data to anybody who needs it for any form of use within analytics or operational. And we've integrated with thousands of utility companies. And, we're data plumbers. It's all we do. So
cool. And if they wanted to reach out to you?
Website should be there on the bottom of the screen, I think. It's www.urjanet.com. And my email, I'm happy to talk to anybody on this that would have questions, is just tim.porter@urjanet.com.
Fantastic. I'd love to leave our viewers with my comments, and that is if you like what you saw or you want to hear any new topics, please do email me at tim@businesssectormedia.com or give me a call at 703-200-1474. I'd love to hear from you. The goal was to keep this super, super short and to provide you with a couple nuggets of industry expertise, and I hope that we achieved that. And if any of you have any other questions, there's absolutely no reason not to reach out to us. Again, we would love to hear new topics, and we're really glad that you were able to be here with us, Tim. You truly are a subject matter expert, and I enjoyed our 13 minutes and 19 seconds together.
Likewise, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I always love talking to another Tim.
All right. Very good. All right. For Environmental Leader and Energy Manager today, my name is Tim Hermes. Thanks for watching.